Alright, folks. See what I did there? Because we're talking about Kurtis Conner. Alright, so if I sound weird, it's not only because I'm wearing a kimono fursuit, it's because I am also sick. This may have been a terrible time to film this video, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So I realize that this video is essentially going to be a lot of rambling, so I apologize that my second video isn't necessarily top quality. But surprise, surprise, it is incredibly hard to read a script when you're wearing a fursuit head. Now, I haven't seen many or really any people discuss this video that was uploaded a few weeks ago by Kurtis Conner. Now, I'm admittedly a huge Danny Gonzalez and Drew Gooden fan, but for some reason I never really just checked out Kurtis's videos. And like, there was nothing I held against him, I just never clicked on his videos for some reason. Until recently, that is, and I watched his video on NFTs, and I kind of fell in love with him. His humor is so fitting for someone of my age and level of intelligence, and I don't mean that in like a, you have to have a certain IQ to understand Kurtis Conner. I mean that as in, like, I'm a 21-year-old who doesn't know what he's doing half the time, so, like, what do you expect me to laugh at? I like these stupid puns. So you can imagine the fear I felt when I checked my subscription box and I see that Kurtis has uploaded a video titled Furries and the Ethics of Cringe Culture. Now, the latter part of that title somewhat put me at ease, but of course I was immediately scared. I was like, great, now we have another popular YouTuber crapping all over furries again. But I was so wrong. Now, he starts off by saying that his introduction to furries was 1,000 Ways to Die, which admittedly is not the best way to be introduced to furries if you've ever seen that episode. And I haven't, but I saw him describe it. And, it's not good. Don't watch it. I cannot get over the amount of research that he put into this video. I mean, the man read a medical research paper, okay? Like, can we just get a, yeah, thank you. Thank you. He mentions Lemon Brat. Like, who looks into fursuit makers when they're making a video about furries? No one does. Not to mention his humor was spot on the entire time, but he does also bring up an excellent point. As many furry cringe compilations as there are out there, a majority of them are just furries at conventions, just kind of doing whatever they want, or like them doing a little TikTok dance or whatever. Like, that doesn't hurt anyone. However, some furry cringe compilations do show furries basically borderline harassing people, just, I don't know, trying to do their job, or just clearly not interested in them. Trust me, I get it. It's fun to be a furry, but you have to recognize that not everyone feels the same way, and not everyone has the same interests that we do. Think of it like this. Let's say this random dude likes Rick and Morty. He watches the show and cosplays as Rick. But then he goes to, like, I don't know, Applebee's and starts bothering the bar staff pretending to be this old alcoholic man. We would all be like, lol, cringe, wouldn't we? Imagine that Rick cosplayer was in like a $6,000 fursuit. Not only are you bothering the Applebee's employee, you're flexing on them. No, but for real, either situation is just as bad, and you shouldn't be out in public bothering people in costume unless you're at a convention, have permission to be wearing your fursuit in a public place, or, you know, you're at Disney and you're doing your job. And don't get me wrong, would it be awesome to wear your fursuit wherever you wanted? Of course, but it could also get dangerous. I mentioned how my vision in my suit was bad before, but that was an understatement. No shade to my maker, it's literally just the way the kimono fursuits are made, but I literally cannot see anything that's directly in front of me or anything on my sides, and that's pretty much the same for really any fursuit. There's a lot of things that you shouldn't be doing in fursuits because your senses are decreased. You can't see as well, you can't hear as well, and you can't feel as well, not to mention the fact that if you need to tell someone something, they might not be able to hear you as well. Now, I've seen some furries make this argument before, and then they get hit with backlash. I didn't take a screenshot because I never expected to make a video like this, but I did see a comment on TikTok once that was like, oh, discriminating against furries is like discriminating against LGBTQ people. And you can't tell because I'm wearing a fursuit, but the face that I'm making is like the, huh? Huh, what? You get it. You get what I'm trying to get across. It's stupid. That's a stupid argument. Yes, a lot of furries are part of the LGBTQ community, but not all of them. And it goes without saying that being a furry does not equate to being LGBTQ. You can choose to not wear a $10,000 fox costume. You can't choose to stop being gay. And again, if you weren't bothering random people on the streets or in stores, maybe, just maybe, we wouldn't have an issue to begin with. Some people are like, oh, we should not be silenced, but bro, we're literally dressing up like animals. It's not that deep. Kurtis talks about cringe culture in his video and how a lot of it is just focused on straight up bullying. And I agree, cringe culture sucks. I am literally wearing a Warrior Cats OC fursuit head. Trust me when I say cringe culture is dead to me. But I'm not gonna go to an Outback Steakhouse and start demanding that I eat seafood and that the Sunning Rocks belong to River Clan or whatever. That would make me a moron, and that would suck. So what is the point of this video? I don't know. But I guess if I had to try to make one, I'd say that Kurtis is right when he says that furries as a whole are not cringe, but some furries themselves are cringe. And that this decision of cringe or not cringe heavily involves the other people involved in the situation. If you're around furry or accepting friends, great, not cringe. If you're around children with a buff as hell fursuit with a massive bulge, that's cringe as hell and you should be ashamed. I don't think that last example was a great idea, because I know the whole Fiona Murray situation was a huge debate when it happened at Anthrocon this year. But I feel like I should bring that up anyways. Simple Nix has a great video on this topic, and I highly recommend giving that a watch. Basically, what he says in that video is that fursuits need a dress code, and I couldn't agree more. There's a time and a place for everything. Some suits are okay in certain situations, and other suits are not okay in that same situation. Again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you're 18 years or older, go watch the Simple Nix video on this topic. It's really good. Anyways, back to Kurtis. I know some people won't watch his videos simply because he isn't a furry, or maybe they're just scared that he's going to start hating on us, but I promise you that is not what it is. I think a lot of the fandom can take what he says and make us all better. And I think it's important to have an outside perspective because we don't always see everything just coming from each other. So that's why I'm making this video. Because while I'm not a famous YouTuber by any means, I have like maybe 5 subscribers. I feel like at some point some furry needs to stand up and just say, "Thanks, Kurtis." He very easily could have just made a video hating on us, and he didn't. He did the research, he took the time and care that it took to understand us, and he made a video about us. And I can't express how much that really means to me coming from a YouTuber that I watch, and how grateful I am that he used his online presence for good. So thank you guys for watching. I need to get out of this fursuit because my head is literally fogging up, and it is getting progressively harder and harder to read scripts. So I'm just gonna wrap it up here. I think Poppy Stripe may just be a TikTok thing because Jesus Christ, kimono fursuits are so hard to film in YouTube videos. Also, if I seem out of breath, it's because my nose is stuffy and I need to breathe through my mouth. It's terrible. So yeah, that was my spiel. I hope you liked it. I don't really know how to end this video, so I guess bye. I'll see you later.